Team Two's presentation on Italy Country Analysis by Carrie Smith, Andrew Vincent, and myself, Raven Willie. Here's our outline. Carrie's going to lead us off, talking about the country background, business practices, including myself, and we'll talk about the economic situation. I'll give you Andrew to talk about Italy's competitiveness and their healthcare. And then he'll get back to myself and we'll talk about key recommendations and conclude it up in conclusion.
Country background. Italy is a peninsula located in southern Europe that extends into the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Italy is northeast of Tunisia and is bordered by France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia. It is approximately twice the size of Georgia and slightly larger than Arizona in the United States. Italy was originally a fragmented country that included 8 rival states and regions. In the late 1800s, Italy's first king, King Vittorio Emanuele, worked to create strategic alliances throughout Europe. By March 17, 1861, King Emanuele succeeded in uniting almost the entire peninsula, minus Rome and Venetia, which later joined in 1870. This day, March 17, 1861, was when the kingdom proclaimed and considered Italy's Independence Day, even though Italy was not unified until 1871. Another important day in Italy is Republic Day. This day, June 2, 1946, commemorates the day that the institutional referendum was held by universal suffrage and Italy established a new republic. The capital city of Italy is Rome. The current president of Italy is Sergio Mattarella and has a parliamentary republic government. The total population is about 6.25 million people, with 70.4% living in urban Italy and 29.6% living in rural Italy. The life expectancy of the total population in Italy is 82.4 years old, which the average for men is 79.7 years old, and the average for women is 85.2 years old. The per capita percentage of population living in the capital of Rome is 6.76%. Business practices. The official language in Italy is Italian, with German, French, and Slovene spoken in some regions. The literacy rate for Italy is 99.2%, with the literacy rate of men being 99.4% and women being 99%. The time zone of Italy is Eastern European Time, which is the Coordinated Universal Time plus 1 hour, and is 6 hours ahead of Washington, D.C. in the United States. Italians work on average of 5 days a week for private sectors, and public sectors work 6 days a week. The average work hours are 6 to 8 hours a day for 36 hours a week, or full-time 40 hours a week with 8 hours max overtime. Italy is also known for its midday break time called riposo. This is a 2 to 4 hour break in the middle of the day for relaxation. Of the industries in Italy, 67.8% work in service, 28.3% work in industry, and 3.9% work in agriculture. The labor force in Italy is 24th in the world and has a relatively high unemployment rate of 11.3%. The current exchange rate is 0.885 euros to $1 and has been decreasing since 2015. Next, Raven will discuss Italy's economic situation.
Italy's economic situation. So Italy became a member of the European Union in January of 1958. In January 1 of 1999, it became a member of the Eurozone and officially adopted the euro as its currency. In Italy, the economy is comprised of the industrial north and the agricultural south. Private companies dominate the north, but in the south it suffers from underdevelopment, high subsidization, and unemployment. As the third largest economy in the Eurozone, Italy also suffers from extremely high public debt, and in addition, structural growth have been hindered by financial market scrutiny as well. It also suffers from political and economic unpredictability. Italy's economy is capitalism, or is based on capitalism, according and privately owned organizations determine which products they will produce without strict government regulations. It also suffers from political intrusions, corruption, lacking public financial management, a slow reacting judicial system, and a fragile banking sector. In the final quarter of 2018, the Italian economy fell into a recession, or what was deemed sort of a recession, as it dropped 2% in the Eurozone. However, the production growth for 2019 is estimated or expected to grow only 10%, and only expected to grow 0.8% in 2020. Italy scored an overall 62.2% or 62.2 for their economic freedom, and ranking Italy's economy as the 83rd in the world, while of the 44 European region countries, Italy ranks 36th, making Italy's overall score above the world average, but below the regional. As of 2017, Italy's GDP purchasing power parity was $2.37 trillion and placed the country 12th in the world. Italy's GDP composition by sector consists of agriculture at 2.1%, industry at 23.9%, and services at 73.9%. Italy's agricultural products consist of fruits, vegetables, grapes, potatoes, sugar beets, soybeans, grain, olives, beef, dairy products, and fish, while industrial products consist of tourism, machinery, iron and steel, chemicals, food processing, textiles, motor vehicles, clothing, footwear, and ceramics. And the industrial production growth rate for 2017 was 2.1%. On another note, Italy's natural resources consist of coal, antimony, mercury, zinc, potash, marble, barite, asbestos, pumice, fluorspar, feldspar, pyrite, which is sulfur, natural gas, and crude oil reserves, fish, and arable land. Additionally, the agricultural land is 47.1%, and consists of arable land at 22.8%, permanent crops at 8.6%, and permanent pastures at 15.7%. The official exchange rate GDP of Italy in 2017 was 1.939 trillion, with a real growth rate GDP of 1.5%, and a per capita GDP of 38,200. Italy does not have a minimum wage. However, the last average wage per month updated as of 2017 was 2,434 euros, or just 2,749 US dollars. The Italian living wages are based on the individual and family ranges. As of 2018, or December 2018, the individual living wage ranged from 825 to 950 euros a month, or what comes out to 932 to 1,073 US dollars a month, while the family living wage ranged from 1,320 to 1,460 euros a month, or 1,491 to 1,649 US dollars a month. Additionally, as of 2019, December 2019, the low wage skilled range from 1,130 to 1,390 euros a month, or what comes out to be 1,276 to 1,570 US dollars a month. And the high school wage range ranged from 2,340 to 2,650 euros a month, or 2,643 to 2,993 US dollars a month. Italy's current inflation rate as of January 2019 is 0.9%. In 2017, Italy imported four 432.9 billion in commodities, including items such as engineering products, chemicals, transport equipment, energy products, minerals and non-ferrous metals, textiles and clothing, food, beverages, and tobacco, while it exported 496.3 billion and included items such as engineering products, textiles and clothing, production machinery, motor vehicles, transport equipment, chemicals, foodstuffs, beverages, tobacco, minerals, and non-ferrous metals. Italy's major import partners include Germany at 16.3%, France at 8.8%, China at 7.1%, the Netherlands at 5.6%, Spain at 5.3%, and Belgium at 4.5%. Italy's major export partners include Germany at 12.5%, France at 10.3%, the US at 9%, Spain at 5.2%, the UK at 5.2%, and Switzerland at 4.6%.
Hello, this is Andrew Vincent, and I'm here today to discuss Italy and global competitiveness and their healthcare system. To begin, the University of Bologna, founded in 1088, is believed the world's first and oldest university. The university is still held in very high regard and has campuses around Italy. Another notable public institution in Italy is the Galleria of Uffizi. The Gallery of Uffizi is one of the oldest museums of the world, and it's actually housed in a 16th century palace and contains some of the world's most valuable and famous masterpieces amongst all of Western art. Looking at clear property rights in Italy today, property rights and contracts are secure, but court procedures are notoriously slow for property rights. Should be noted that the legal system is cumbersome and vulnerable to political interference. Today, Italy currently ranks 50th out of 125 and 18 out of 19 in a global regional rank. Italy has an advanced system for protecting intellectual property rights, and the forms of protection of IP include patents, databases, copyrights, trademarks, and designs. Diving deeper into judicial independence, Italian law is based on Roman law and French Napoleonic law. The Italian judicial system consists of a series of courts and a body of judges who are considered civil servants. Just like here in the U.S., the judicial system is unified, and every court belongs to a larger national network. The highest court in Italy is the Supreme Court of Appeal, which has an appellate jurisdiction and gives judgments only on points of law. The Italian legal system is very complicated, and most lawyers and judges are baffled by the conflicts between different laws, many dating back centuries, and the European Union directives serve to only complicate matters further. Many experts in the field today believe that the legal system grinds very slowly, and it takes years for some cases to go to court. Looking at this deeper, I found that the average time between indictment and a court judgment is actually 10 years, which is extremely slow. And furthermore, 8 out of 10 convictions involving prison terms actually never end up taking effect. Moving on to innovation, Italy has consistently weathered criticism in the past for the excessive amount of red tape and difficulty it takes to start a new business within Italy. In 2013, the government took much needed steps to reduce the bureaucracy involved, and they're now passing legislation that makes it easier for startups and innovative businesses to provide tax exemptions for qualifying startups. Many believe that Italy is quietly becoming a hotbed for technology innovation, and has shown, and this has been shown by an array of new startups that focus on everything from digital health to fintech and gamification. The communication infrastructure in Italy is often defined as modern, well-developed, fast, and fully automated. Italy has automated telephone, telex, and data services, and they are also one of the highest mobile penetration markets in Europe. They are a leading edge in development of 5G services, and the government actually selects 5G operators for trials in 5 major cities within Italy. Telephone fixed subscriptions totaled over 20 million in 2017. 4 fixed telephone line subscriptions per 100 inhabitants. They were estimated at 33 per 100 people. That ranks Italy 12th worldwide. Additionally, as of 2017, total cell phone subscriptions were just under 84 million. This this averages out to be 135 per 100 inhabitants, ranking Italy 19th in the world. Italy also has a robust internet, TV, and radio ownership per person. In Italy, this market is dominated by 2 media giants. The first is the RAI, which is a publicly owned service that operates 3 stations. And then there's a privately owned media set with 3 national stations. A large number of private stations in Sky Italia dominate a satellite TV network. Meanwhile, the RAI also operates 3 AM and FM nationwide radio stations. Total, across the entire Italian market, there are 1,300 commercial radio stations as of 2007. Internet users in Italy total over 38 million as of July 2016. This equates to 62% of the total population. That ranks Italy 18th worldwide. They are also ranked extremely high in the broadband internet category, ranking them 12th worldwide. Italy also has an expansive network of roadways. Total roadways in Italy expand over 487,000 kilometers. Over 6,700 kilometers of paved roads are considered expressways. This ranks Italy 12th worldwide. Italy also has many waterways. They have over 2,400 kilometers of waterways that are used for commercial traffic. However, roadways and railways still prove to be more efficient at this time. Italy ranks 36 in the world in the category of waterways. There are also 129 airports in Italy, with the vast majority containing paved runways. Italy ranks 45th worldwide in airports. Italy also maintains over 20,000 kilometers of railways. The Italian rail network ranks top 15 worldwide as of 2014. Moving from competitiveness, now transferring over to healthcare. Italy has the second highest average life expectancy in the European Union, reaching just under 80 years for men and 84.5 years for women. Italy consists of over 1,000 hospitals. The healthcare system in Italy is a regionally based national health system known as the SSN. It provides universal coverage with public health care free of charge at the point of service for all citizens. Healthcare facilities vary in terms of quality in different regions of Italy. The health system is responsible for drugs, medicines, outpatient treatments, and dental treatments. Furthermore, Italians do have the option to opt for a more expensive private health insurance. This is a common theme with many other countries around the European Union. With private insurance, Italian patients can freely choose their own private facilities, doctors, and specialists. Doing so allows them to avoid the long queues that are normally there for the more regional public health insurance options. Private hospitals in Italy are said to have excellent accommodations, some of which are comparable to 5-star hotels. With that being said, containing healthcare costs is a major battle and priority for the Italian government. Italy's public debt is among the highest of all industrial nations worldwide, and fiscal capacity varies greatly across many regions of the country. To meet cost containment objectives, the central government can impose recovery plans on regions with healthcare expenditure deficits. Diving deeper into hospitals and doing a hospital bed analysis, as of 2012, there were approximately 187,000 beds in public hospitals and over 45,000 beds in private accredited hospitals. Hospital beds per 1,000 people has declined dramatically since the 1960s. In the 1960s, there were just under 9 beds available per 1,000 people. Now, as of 2012, there were under 4 hospital beds available per 1,000 people. And this also plays into a larger physicians analysis. As of 2014, there were just under 4 practicing physicians per 1,000 people. Now, in a more recent survey conducted, that number has roughly stayed the same, where it's just under 3.9 are available per 1,000 people. This concludes the portion on healthcare. Thank you very much.
Now for some of our recommendations. So Italy could stand to make some improvements. However, we've identified improvements that need to take place politically, economically, and international, and on the security realm as well. Politically, Italy has a lacking judicial system. Laws are in place, but the enforcement needs real attention. It shouldn't take years for a case to be brought to court, and convictions and violence shouldn't have 80% of them never being served. This also allows for organized crime and corruption to keep growing without any enforcement. Corruption in the political and legal levels needs to be addressed. With corruption in these systems, the judicial system will continue to be deficient. Another area that needs real attention is the lacking public financial management and the wastefulness of public resources. There's no reason $60 billion in resources should have been wasted for the country last year, and somewhere someone is not doing their job of finding ways to minimize fraud, waste, and abuse. This could even be one of the levels of corruption that requires investigation too. With $60 billion in wasted money, or at least a portion of this could have been allocated or distributed to other programs. Some of these recommendations could fit under politically, but we've also, we've actually placed them under economic situation. Italy's unemployment rate is on the high side at 11.3%. Additionally, public debt is 131.8% of the country's GDP. This is astronomical, and somehow it seems like it could be linked to the $60 billion in mismanaged public funds. Furthermore, all this coupled with the last quarter of 2018, the 0.2% economic drop Italy took could have headed further into a recession. The fragile banking system doesn't help the current situation either. Italy needs to work towards improving their economic freedom score and improving property rights enforcement. As they have strong laws, they just need to be lacking judicial system. Italy should look at loosening or rewriting their investment in entrepreneurial startup laws and regulations to allow for easier economic market entry. Additionally, southern Italy has a high underdeveloped and subsidization, which should be looked into to find ways to improve and lessen the subsidization. International security. So international and security issues where Italy can improve, Italy needs to secure or find ways to monitor their inland beaches. This only allows for illegal immigrants to freely enter the country. Also, Italy needs to address or restrict the refugee and migrant travelers. As from 2015 to 2019, some 478,232 persons have entered the country. Having the freedom to enter a country illegally opens up many doors for organized crime, corruption, money laundering, smuggling, terrorist activity, and even human trafficking. With Italy's current open borders, they are a gateway for cocaine entering into the Europe, entering into Europe from Latin America, and heroin entering into the country from Southwest Asia. To conclude it up, what we talked about, Kiri led us off with some of the country's background information and business practices. I informed you on the economic situation of Italy, right? Italy. Andrew spoke on the country's competitiveness in healthcare, and then I jumped into some recommendations, whatever you've had, which concludes our Group 2's country analysis on Italy. Our next two slides are just references. Hope you've enjoyed our presentation.